So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddy and welcome back to my channel. Sometimes we all reach a point in life where the world feels like a trap. You wake up, check your phone, drag yourself to work and chase something you can't even define. Maybe success, maybe respect, maybe escape. That frustration, that silent rebellion of a middle-class man who doesn't want to be ordinary anymore. That's what this film Brat taps into. The title itself sounds cheeky, but behind it lies a story about a boy who's tired of being good. A boy who wants to be somebody, a man who wants to win, no matter how messy the game gets. So the story of Brat follows Krishna, a young man from a middle-class background who's tired of living a routine life under his father's strict values. He's restless, ambitious, and wants to make it big fast. That frustration pulls him into the world of gambling, cricket fixing, and underground betting where money moves faster than morals. As Christy begins to taste success, he also starts to see the darker side of that world, the politics, the manipulation, and the power games run by people far bigger than him. The film then becomes a clash between ambition and consequence where Christy's confidence starts testing the limits of law and luck. Whether he manages to rise in this dangerous world or collapses under the weight of his own choices forms the rest of the story. Brat isn't a groundbreaking film, but it's definitely smart in its tone and presentation. It's built on a familiar skeleton, a son constantly misunderstood by his father, a home full of expectations, and a city that tempts him with shortcuts to success. But what really keeps it alive is the way Shashank and cinematographer Abhilash Kalathi paint the world around that frustration. The frames are fancy and meticulously planned, bright red lighting, contrasty visuals, reflective surfaces, everything screams vibrant, perfectly matching the film's bratty energy. The world of Brat looks restless even when nothing is happening, and that's what makes it interesting. You can feel the film visually express the chaos inside its hero's head. Abhilash Kalathi deserves full marks here. He gives this movie a polished, kinetic feel that most mid-budget Kannada films rarely achieve. Darling Krishna, as always, is effortless. It's refreshing to see him shed his boy next door or husband material image from films like Love Mocktail series or Kausalya So Praja Rama and step into a zone where he's more restless, selfish, and ambitious. His character, a young man who's tired of middle-class monotony, feels real because Krishna never overplays it. He carries that right mix of charm and frustration, making you understand why he does what he does, even when it's morally questionable. Achyuth Kumar as the father is solid as ever, quietly expressive and emotionally totally believable. The father-son conflicts adds the emotional grounding to what could have easily become just a stylish flick. The supporting cast shines as well. Ramesh Indira plays the corrupt cop with his usual depth. He's unpredictable, he's sharp, and very watchable. And Dragon Manju as the main villain absolutely owns the screen. His mix of dread and humor, especially his English learning quirk, brings both menace and laughter to the film. These small quirks and one-liners make Brat enjoyable in its lighter moments. There's organic humor sprinkled across scenes, not forced, but coming naturally from the characters and their world. The debutante actress, though charming, still feels raw. She'll need to nurture her craft further, but her presence works enough for what the story demands. Musically, Arjun Janya keeps things controlled. There's no unnecessary noise or over-dramatic cues. The only miss here is the Gangi item song, which feels out of place, a distraction from the otherwise well-paced narrative. The background score, though, works well in maintaining the rhythm and the attitude. But what Brat does best is keeping the story moving without losing its central pulse, that of a young man gambling with his life. The writing is clever in parts and the final act bringing a neat turnaround. Sure, it might feel predictable to some, but the way it lands like a Lucky Bhaskar style closure gives the film a satisfying finish. By the end, Brat feels like a film that knows exactly what it wants to be. It doesn't pretend to be a masterpiece, but it delivers what it promises: attitude, energy, and a bit of sharp storytelling. It's that kind of film you can watch for its mood and performances rather than its message. Shashank manages to balance commercial appeal with some clever moments. Darling Krishna clearly enjoys playing this part, and his confidence carries the film. You'll walk out thinking not about how new the story was, but how well it was told. Brat might not be a path breaker, but it's a well-made, well-shot film that gets most things right and gives Kannada cinema another solid entry in its lineup this year. Thank you for watching us today. If you liked the content, do hit the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel. You take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.